Hello there, my friends. Just got off a call with a client who was very, very emotional over the idea of being made to go to the family Christmas gathering. And I totally get this because when I was growing up, I had a very large family. Both my parents came from a family of 6 kids. So we had aunts and uncles and lots of kids on both sides. So when going to my grandparents' house, there was easily 20 people in the household, if not more. And I remember dreading it, not only because of the noise and the bodies constantly bumping into each other, but the fact that I never really felt connected to anybody there. A reminder, I grew up with undiagnosed Asperger's and ADHD, so I really didn't know how to connect with anyone. I felt like a stranger in my own family for my entire life. Not to mention I was born on Christmas, and everybody always seemed to forget my birthday year after year after year. So I felt pushed aside. I felt like I didn't matter, and I didn't look forward to these days. I dreaded them. They were something that I survived. And this client I was talking to really has no positive associations with the holidays. They were something to get through. And my client has the same diagnoses, Asperger's, ADHD, like many of my clients do. And what parents by and large don't get is what it costs people with neurodiversity who have difficulty regulating their emotions, regulating their stress response, regulating the intensity and how their body responds to it. The temperature in the environment, regulating that, regulating how your body responds to sound, how it responds to lights if there's pictures being taken. There's just so much coming in that a dysregulated nervous system has to account for and try and keep you on a homeostasis. And during that, you need to be pleasant and you need to be a good host or hostess. And it just doesn't work. And there are these pressures of be on your best behavior, give grandma a kiss, whatever the traditions are, and you are obligated to, be nice or whatever. Very few holidays came and went without me having a meltdown when I was a kid. And I was the scapegoat, and I was always sent to my room or punished on my own birthday on Christmas because I ruined things, I got emotional, and so on. Of course, now looking back, I was overloaded. I understand that now. So one thing I advocate for my younger clients who are neurodiverse is the right to opt out of holidays. Because you can have relationships with people, family, friends, whatever, but it is extremely difficult to have a relationship with them all at once. You pack them all in a room together, and you amplify their noise, all of the smells that come with them, all the different volumes of their voices, all the different intensities. It's like putting you in front row of a heavy metal rock concert. If you can't regulate all that, I don't care how much you love those people. Trying to love them all at the same time can send you into a meltdown. And parents need to get this. I don't care what the traditions are. I don't care how much meaning you put into the fact that it's important to have everybody together at holidays. That's a story. It's not a fact. It's not a must. It's not something that absolutely needs to happen. Otherwise, life has no meaning. It's just a story. Another story is how miserable your loved one becomes when they are guilted or forced into a scenario that's going to cause them unnecessary suffering. If you really want to support your neurodiverse loved one during the holidays, don't make them go. Let them stay home and take care of themselves. If they want to connect with the individuals at the gathering, give them a way to do it. Let them zoom in for a little bit. We're in that day and age now, right? If the people at the gathering don't have their email or their cell phone number, give it to them. Say, hey, check in with them. Give them a call next week. Send them a text. Send them a funny meme or a picture of yourself smiling. Send them a little video. Tell them how much you love and miss them and you want to catch up. There are other ways to connect other than dragging them into that mosh pit of sensory overload. I know it goes against your instincts as somebody that doesn't have these issues. But when it comes to somebody with a neurodiversity, take their word for it, that environment is too much. We don't experience gatherings the same way you do. We don't necessarily thrive in group environments. We more often thrive one-on-one or smaller groups. So please honor our need for smaller gatherings, for quiet, for more solitude, and maybe greater distance in order to enjoy relationships. There are some relationships I have with people that are probably not going to be in person because the person's energy is too intense for me, and I don't know that I could regulate well in their physical presence, but I can do just fine on video chat. Of course, I don't tell them this, but it's a reality. So hopefully I've made my point well with this. Feel free to ask me more questions. I'm happy to go into greater detail about the sensory issues that create this problem for us. But please take to heart the importance of what I'm saying. You may think you're helping a person grow by putting them in these challenging settings and saying, this will toughen you up. This will teach you more resilience. This will teach you how to deal with situations that are, tough to get through. No, it won't. This will teach you how to be further traumatized. I mean, there are certain situations where, yeah, you can learn greater resilience and you can learn to toughen up. I promise you this is not one of them. This is putting yourself in a pressure cooker. This is a recipe for overload. If you're going to learn to deal with, say, people you don't like, and you say, well, your aunt so-and-so is a good example of one of these difficult people that you need to learn to deal with, this is a great opportunity to learn that. Yeah, well then deal with her one-on-one, not when there's 20 other relatives around. That's not a good scenario to do it. You follow me? So pick your battles, but also as much as possible, pick an ideal context to practice that life skill. So many other little considerations here. But the main one is honor a person's right to say no and set boundaries, to honor their own self-care, their own need to be regulated and at peace within their own nervous system and their own skin. So if you're going to give the neurodiverse person in your life a gift for Christmas, give them the gift of their own inner peace. Let them do what they need to do to take care of themselves. And find some other way to include them other than making them come into the arena of Christmas where they're more likely to feel like they survived it instead of enjoyed it. Hopefully this has been helpful. If so, drop me a comment, let me know. By all means, share this around before the holiday arrives for anybody that needs to hear this, because this is a very important message. And until we talk again, remember, you're good enough no matter what. And thanks for being you.